Welcome to our tutorial on setting up a Next.js router with parallel routes and middleware. To start with, we import create router from the Next Connect package, which will help us create a router object. The Next API response module from Next will not be immediately used in our code, but it could be useful if we needed to extend the response object in our middleware or route handlers. First, we define a middleware function called log middleware. This function takes in three parameters: rec, res, and next. It will simply log the URL of the incoming request to the console and then call next, to pass control to the next middleware or route handler in the stack, ensuring our request response cycle continues. Next, we define auth middleware, an asynchronous function that represents our custom authentication logic. For the sake of simplicity, we have a placeholder variable, is authenticated, set to true. In a real-world scenario, you would replace this with your authentication mechanism. If authentication fails, we send a 401 unauthorized status. Otherwise, we invoke next to proceed. Now, we initialize our router by invoking create router, creating an instance of the router that we can attach middleware to. We then chain calls to use to attach our log middleware and auth middleware. These middleware functions will be executed in sequence for all routes associated with this router. Here we define our first get route at API, user. In this route handler, we're sending back a JSON response with a user object. Remember that when a request comes in for this route, our log and authentication middleware will be invoked first. We also set up a second get route at API, orders. This handler responds with a JSON containing an array of orders. It is important to note that both our middleware functions will also run for this route before the handler is called. Finally, we export the middleware from our router module. This is done by invoking router middleware, which returns a handler that can be used in Next.js API routes. With this setup, our app is now ready to handle requests to API, user and API orders with our custom middleware, ensuring logging and authentication logic are applied to each request.